2008, Brandon Perdue has a 17-year-old girlfriend, tells her, when you find my car, look in the glove box.
Tyrone disappeared just 4 days before Christmas.
I have a vehicle that has been in here a few years.
Weird how that just tied itself in all organically, like this was not planned.
Today we're stepping into not just one, but two cold cases here in Southern Oregon. First one, 2008, Brandon Perdue. He's 18 years old, still in high school, has a 17-year-old girlfriend, and he tells her, when you find my car, look in the glove box. Also sends two messages to his parents that says, I'm checking out. We're dealing with high school love. We're dealing with a broken heart. We're dealing with something that I can relate to, that I myself, as a 17, 18-year-old back in high school, had a broken heart. I left. I wrecked my car. I could have died that night. Are we dealing with did Brandon check out on purpose? Or are we checking our first location here where we have 4 miles of highway that goes right next to the lake here that's 10 to 15 feet deep? Is this nothing more than an accident? We also have our second case of Tyrone Robinson, who went missing just a few miles from here, from Klamath Falls, Oregon. Is he in Klamath Lake? Did he end up along the same road that Brandon might have? We're gonna jump into the lab right now, break down our search grids, our search patterns, and what we might do to actually solve this case today. Well, we wanna welcome you to the lab, and we wanna welcome you to Adventures of the Purpose here as we break down these cases. Pretty much, I'm not gonna be talking to you, the camera, and the viewers. I'm gonna be talking to Doug. We're gonna be breaking down this case. And Doug, I'm gonna be starting with Brandon, and you know a little bit more about Tyrone. Now, normally, as we come into these cases, we're looking at a 5-mile radius. Where did he work? Where did he live? Where was he last seen? And where was the cell phone ping? But as you know, we're down here in Southern Oregon, and we're dealing with such vastness of, if the girlfriend had not reached out to me, this is where we would be to begin with. But then over here in Medford, where he was last seen at Dairy Queen. But then we also have a cell phone ping that was up here on Robinson Butte between Fish Lake and Lake of the Woods an hour later. So right around 6:30 p.m., he leaves Dairy Queen.
Right.
Around 7:46 p.m., we have a last cell phone ping. So now we have a new 5-mile search radius. But we have something else that comes into this is an hour later after that, we have text messages that we're going through, but none of those text messages pinged off of any tower. So we don't have any information as to where that went. Does that now bring us over towards Klamath Lake? Does it instead take us up towards Lost Creek Lake? And the reason why Lost Creek Lake comes into play for several reasons is the girlfriend that reached out to me said he would take drives up there quite often. She would never go up there with him, but he always made mention of Lost Creek Lake. So in her heart, she says, Jared, I think that's where he's at. And I think that one of the things that's been eating at her also is that he said before he went missing, there's going to be something in that glove box for you. You need to look in that glove box. So if we find the car, what's in that glove box that he left behind?
Who knows?
But I also, as I'm looking at this, not knowing where those messages came from an hour later, Is there any connection to Klamath Lake over here, Klamath Falls? Did he have any friends? Did he just want to go clear his head? Because I myself, as a 17, 18-year-old, I took off in my car. I was mad, I was pissed off. It was a rainy night. I'm doing, 90 miles an hour. I come up to a sharp curve with a sign that has, the big arrow. I catch an edge, I end up rolling the car. The music is playing, and by the time it's done rolling, I think I'm in heaven. I'm like, holy frick, they're playing the music that I enjoy up here in heaven, and I think I'm dead. So now I'm feeling myself, and I'm cut, and I'm bleeding a little bit. And so now are we dealing with nothing more than he just needed time to cool down, but he was speeding in his little lowrider car, and he ended up in a body of water somewhere. So then that takes me to Highway 140. If I can zoom in here, Highway 140 comes up, then it comes down along Klamath Lake over here, where we're actually sitting right here. This is a perfect accident location, as we have 2 or 3 miles of, did he catch an edge? Did he end up in the water? I have no ties and connections to Klamath over here for him. I did everything I could to tie him in. But again, I want to not rule anything out, because as we're working cases the next couple days, we're moving up towards Portland, we're moving towards Washington. And if we start over here at Lake of the Woods, where the cell phone pinged and then we have this 5-mile radius, I don't want to waste our time. I want to be as efficient as we can.
Yeah, we don't want to backtrack.
But now let's come take a look at these 5-mile radiuses and a few things that we've noticed coming up to the last cell phone ping that we know happened off of Robinson Butte here. In pulling up old maps, or even recent maps, things have really dried up since 2008. We're in a drought right now. But one of the Google Maps that will flash up on screen here of Fish Lake on the south side over here, where we have location number 4, there's a weird, funky, potential, it's red. His car is red that we're looking for. And the little island here comes down. Is it just part of the island? Whatever it is, it's an anomaly that we have to go check out. Then that brings us to, we do have a potential, if he's doing a big loop and he's cooling off and he's heading home, is he going to end up, there's another lake called 4 Mile Lake up here. Now this one, as we pull up the actual Google image, I ruled this one out because you only have this one road that comes in, it's a dirt road, and there's no real boat ramp on here. And so as the water has dried up, for a lowrider car and the way the water has dried up, it's really only 2 to 3 feet as it's dried up 150 yards offshore. 100% confident I'm ruling this one out for that reason. So I'm not putting him here at all. But then that brings us back as we do the loop up to Lost Creek Lake. We have a couple of locations up here. We have the big bridge that comes across. Here at the bridge, it's 160 feet deep. But what I'm interested in is nobody really knows where he went when he would go to Lost Creek Lake. But in her heart, this is her gut feeling, he's up here at this lake. And this lake, like I said, it gets to 160 feet deep, but we're dealing with the boat ramps. We're dealing with things that have dried up over time. To what degree they do drop off. So what we have, 2, 3 locations here, but we also have access along the road here that we need to check out as well.
I like the emotional tie to this. His girlfriend has stated to us that he was very verbal about always wanting to go here, always going there. So that emotional tie. And it being possible back in 2008 that cell phone ping came from that area. It's very possible.
Cell phone ping, no. Cell phone ping is going to come off the tower because it was a cell phone ping for a phone call.
The text messaging.
But the text messages, so what we have is we have a 45 to an hour long time frame that is the amount of time that you need to drive from here on these mountain roads to get over to Lost Creek Lake for those cell phone messages to then hit off of another tower, because you have no cell phone service through here.
Right.
And so now those last messages end up going through right before his final moments. That's possible there. And so that's really how I'm breaking down Brandon today on the directions we need to search. So let's hit this one here, right here at Klamath Lake along the highway. Then we need, I think the next one is going to be Fish Lake. Let's go check out that anomaly. Let's hit Lake of the Woods, and then let's make our way up to Lost Creek Lake for Brandon.
And let's get right into Tyrone Robinson's and his ties to his case and where we're at right now. He disappeared 4 days before Christmas back in 2018. And the significance of this location, he disappeared from this city. He was visiting a family member over on Crest Street, and that was the last that he was ever heard of. Him or his vehicle have vanished completely since. And this is the main body of water in this region tied to his case. Now, he's also tied to a lot of other areas further away from here, like up in Portland, Washington, etc. So his case is it's more vast than Brandon's case. We know Brandon's case is concentrated right here in this region. However, because we're here, it ties Tyrone's case into what we're doing. And this is the most logical portion of Southern Oregon where Tyrone could possibly be.
So if we break Tyrone into this, let's say that he ends up heading back up to Washington, up to Portland, wherever. If he goes up Highway 97, the thing I know about Klamath is it dries up quite a bit. And over here on the eastern side of it, when it dries up, it goes out 150 yards. Yeah. And that whole thing is only 3, 4, 5 feet deep to begin with on the east side.
Yeah, and in driving over there, through that whole side yesterday, you could see how shallow it was all the way out. And you're not hiding a car on that side of the lake.
Yeah, and you're dealing with like 17 miles of lake from here to here. So that's, even though the lake looks massive and vast, we actually don't have that much lake when we're looking at an accident location. So then that brings us back down around, and we came back around. Should he take, the highway up to hit 140 to then jump over to Medford to then drive up to Portland? This makes sense if he would have ended up leaving the area, catches an edge, he looks at his cell phone or whatever, he could absolutely be in this water. And we've already thrown in like just a little bobber to check out the depth. And we know already is 11 to 15 feet deep out there. Is it all 11 to 15 feet deep? Do we have some sections only 3? Do we have some sections where this lake gets up to 45 feet deep? I don't know where that's at.
This road is gnarly. How close this road gets to this lake on this stretch of river that we're gonna search today, it's pretty gnarly. Like, there's no room for error. If a car runs you off the road, or if you lose control of your car, there's no coming back from being right into the water. And if I'm not mistaken, there's quite a few miles of this road. There's not even a railing.
Oh yeah, there's nothing.
It's just no right off the side of the road.
Yeah. So that really brings you into Doug's discussion and mine on how we start these cases and how we start breaking it down, and why we're going to be searching certain areas, and how we can remain more efficient, even though I feel like we need to check the anomaly first. We don't want to backtrack and waste an hour and a half of our day. It's going to keep everything moving that direction.
Where we would normally start up there, we're starting here. Plus, this is where we came into this region at, was right here. So it makes sense.
And it gives us the opportunity to check, and see if we can find Tyrone today as well. Right. So on that, we're going to jump out, get the boats in the water. Let's see if we can bring them both home today. The other thing about this lake, Doug, there is a rumor, and I haven't been able to confirm it, of an airplane with a missing man in this lake.
What?
Now, where this story comes from is from actual sheriff's deputies that I've worked with before on some other missing persons cases.
Yeah? They
said that he would showboat for some of his friends on the lake. So he'd come over and, and do
like the planes we saw earlier?
Yeah, do a little wing wave. Well, that one was a crop duster. But he would, do a little wing wave, but then he went missing. Nobody knew where he went. The plane is missing, he's missing. Now, years later, a foot evidently washed up on shore. They did DNA on the foot, and the foot matched this pilot, this gentleman that was missing. Now, this comes directly, this isn't just like rumors, this is comes directly from the sheriff's deputies who have been working the case, and they said they have a whole missing persons case log file on him. But the reason why they haven't been working the last couple of years is because the search team commander ended up getting cancer, and so they really haven't had a leader or anybody else to step in. And they've really wanted, this is their Ralph Brown for us. That they really want to solve it. But as you can see, the lake is 17 miles long. It's, 8 miles wide or so. There's a lot of lake here to search.
Yeah.
I think the best time to really search it would be November, December, when the lake levels are way down. That way you're not dealing with, everything on that side. But this would just take so long to search. But it would be this could be like our wintertime projects every year, where we just come down for a week and we just grid it, and we just keep covering this lake for the next couple of years. And eventually we end up finding the plane.
Yeah.
I'll start heading north now. Good luck. Yes, sir. I got a copy on you.
13 feet of water right off the edge of this parking lot. I have what I believe at the moment to be a vehicle that has been in here for a few years, quite a few years.
Holy crap, Doug. I mean, you've only been in the water for 3 minutes right there.
There's a lot of big boulders right here, but I am fairly certain that this is a vehicle.
We're close enough to you. We'll come jet over there real quick and scan that with you, and we'll figure that one out. Okay, confirmed. I see exactly what you're looking at. So I've got a nice side scan on it. It's to my right, about 10 feet. So I'll pick up some different angles on it.
Yeah, coming up completely different than those boulders right there, right?
Yeah, and it has that kind of the rounded shape for the nose and the back of it as a Honda would that we're looking for Brandon.
Did we just find Brandon?
You know, I'm not certain yet. I need to get right over the top of it and get some height on it, because right now I don't yet have a height reading. Hard to get a read on it. I mean, it definitely pops up 4 to 5 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, it is 4 feet in height. Over here for a rock that size, they're not using rocks that size right here. I mean, we can tell real quick. We're just gonna drop a magnet right on it. I think you have a car right there. I think you might have a car. Yeah, I see it. So you had the boulder and then the rock. You had the boulder and then the car right here.
Yeah, it's a big drop off. Well,
I
it's
see
like
that.
8 feet. That's why it was so hard for me to find again.
Yep, I see what you're talking about.
You literally had to scan right above that.
All right, we are right over the top of it right now. Like your magnet is hitting it right.
You see that spare tire under there?
Oh,
I see the side tire.
it's having a hard time sticking.
Yeah, I'm bringing it. You're right on the tire side. I almost feel like it's a car, Doug. It's only 4 feet in height. Take you back over it this way.
Oh yeah,
You on it?
that's solid. That's a solid lock for sure. That is metallic. That is not a rock.
Nice.
Yep, we're right over it.
All right. I mean, really, I say at this point, I know that we said that we were gonna go scan everything, but do you wanna dive first?
Yes.
All right, we'll mark it.
So we've just been able to confirm that the target I found less than 20 minutes of scanning here at Klamath Lake is indeed a vehicle. Right off the edge of this surface parking lot that directly backs up to Klamath Lake. What is that vehicle? We don't know. Who may be inside of that vehicle? We don't know. But one thing's for sure, we're gonna be diving on that vehicle and we will have answers as to what mystery lies beneath that buoy. Hey, good afternoon, Sergeant.
Hey, how are you?
Very good.
Good. Hey, so that was in Klamath County.
Okay.
It's not in Jackson County, so let me reach out to my counterpart.
And we're at the, what is it, the Wakus Bay ramp?
Lucas Bay,
Yeah. The vehicle is actually not off the ramp. The vehicle is off the edge of the parking lot, roughly about 35 feet.
Oh, interesting. All right.
Yep, and it's I believe it's roughly about 11 feet of water as well. So it's not deep at all.
That goes down quite a bit too, but so it's probably been in there since the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have you guys dove it yet?
I was just getting ready to put my tank on right as you called. So here in the next few minutes we'll know.
So I'll reach out to him if you can get a plate or a color or something, and
Yeah.
then I'll hook you guys up.
Yeah.
And remind me your first name again?
Doug.
Doug, that's right.
Yep.
All right. Okay, Doug.
All right. No worries. I'll be in contact with you here in a few minutes and let you know what we have.
All right, thanks.
You're very welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Let's see what mystery lurks beneath this buoy. Perfect.
All right, so it's a red Volvo.
Or Honda.
Or a Honda.
License plate on the Volvo.
Volvo is 297. Howard Zebra Golf.
Tower down. Tower down.
So Susan Doug comes up, we're either looking for a red two-door 1998 Honda Civic, license plate number XVB615, or a red 2001 Volvo, license plate number 297HZG. Red is the magic color for us today. Find that one. See what he's got to say when he comes up.
Got it. Not it.
What is it?
I don't know what it is. Unidentifiable. No plate. Real old school, been down there 30, 40 years.
Okay. Windows are busted out.
No windows. Truck is open. It appears the license plate's been taken off of it.
Okay.
I don't know for sure. It's just the way the trunk was ripped open or what, but not identifiable at all. Old school hatchback style car. When I get down to the front of it, I can't even see. It's pitch black because of the wall there. So the only thing I can get really good film on and visual is the rear end.
Right.
Which there's no emblems. I went all the way around as much as I could. There's a lot of really good identifiers I got on camera.
Okay.
So we'll have to leave it to the viewers or do some homework ourselves once we look at the video to see tail lights and so forth.
Okay. So not a Honda, not a Volvo. It wasn't red.
Absolutely not. This thing has been in there 30, 40 years.
Okay.
Guaranteed. The type of heavy duty, old school 70s, early 70s model vehicle.
All right. Well, while you're coming back across, I'm going to back up and start loading the boats. So as Doug is in the shower rinsing all this like icky gunk off, and I'm putting this boat away, that gives you the opportunity to do one thing for us right now. Please take a moment to subscribe if you're over here on YouTube, or if you are on Facebook, make sure to follow us. Both of those options are free, and it helps the algorithm so that way a family who might need our help is going to see the next video. It's free of charge. We appreciate you being here, and that's how you can help us out. We appreciate it. Thanks.
We're in the area working the Brandon Purdue case, and the also the Tyrone Robinson disappeared from here in town.
Yeah, right up there.
Yeah, it was off of Crest Street. So
Tyrone,
we knew it was a stretch for Tyrone coming here.
yeah, so over there
Yeah.
is, you can kind of see where that low line is. It looks like a road. It's an old
Yeah.
road that's not used anymore. But
Yeah.
you go up there and you go up on top. And then that's a little deceiving because we found his car, and then I found a phone, and then I found a sweatshirt, and then nothing.
And then
So I have a direction of travel, and what he was doing is he's heading towards 140.
Yeah.
But where I found the sweatshirt kind of goes up a hill, and then it's like 11, 12 feet
Okay.
of Ceanothus and Manzanita, and just
Yeah.
horrible.
So let me back you up a little bit. So you guys found his vehicle?
Yeah, we found his vehicle.
Oh, okay, so we were under the impression that him and his vehicle were still missing.
We found his vehicle, and his phone, and his sweatshirt.
And no trace of him. Wow.
Yeah, we looked pretty hard.
Captain Bryson, this is Jared.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
So,
Where's the airplane at?
it's over here. So if you go over,
Right.
the other side, and then when you get to a sign that says Wampler Ranch,
Right.
so I think it's out there somewhere.
Is that where the foot was found?
No, the foot was found. I'll show you on the.
Okay, so we're hitting on the same story here. Good.
Yeah.
And speaking with Captain right before you came out, he did confirm that Tyrone's vehicle was found
Oh, really?
up in the hills.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's not a case for us anymore then.
Not necessarily us because we specialize in water, but the way they found the vehicle, belongings beside the vehicle, it's some real tough terrain up there. So most likely he's got lost up there and just nature has taken its course probably at this point.
We'll keep looking for Brandon then today, and then we're gonna have to come back and make this our little mission to work with you guys and see if we can find a plane.
Yeah, we would love to find that plane.
Yeah. So what year did it happen? What is his name? Like, what's some more of the backstory on that one?
I can't think of his name. He went missing in 1989.
1989.
He flew out of Bend, Deschutes County. Yeah. And then came down here.
All right.
Good. Hopefully you guys can find Brandon.
All right. Well, we'll call Jackson if he's in Fish. We'll call you if he's in Lake of the Woods, and
Give us a call.
thanks for coming down.
Nice meeting you.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck. Safe travels out there. So with the intel that we uncovered in our meeting with Captain Bryson out of Klamath County Sheriff's Office, we have been made aware of information that hasn't been released to the public, which is Tyrone Robinson's vehicle was discovered deep up in the hills here near Klamath Lake. So we are no longer looking for Tyrone Robinson in water. It is actually believed that he is up there on the hillside somewhere near where his vehicle was found, out in that terrain. That terrain is very treacherous. So good news, bad news, I'm not sure what it is, but it's definitely, we are no longer searching for Tyrone Robinson and his 2001 Volvo wagon.
On Fish Lake Resort Road.
Our main focus now, where we're coming into, is Brandon Perdue here at Fish Lake, where we have discovered an anomaly on satellite imagery that could potentially be
A red car.
a red car. Because we are aware of this anomaly, we got to come here and check it out. And if it is, this is going to be a bombshell headline that we've discovered this vehicle, or a vehicle for that matter, through satellite imagery, and it happens all the time.
All right, well, just hang on tight. Here we go. You addressing that real quick?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. We're just trying to go down the lake. We're search and rescue. We're looking for a body. So we're just trying to get back down here to the corner of the lake. We can back out.
I think you can open it. It's Medford Irrigation.
What's up, man?
It's Medford Irrigation District right there.
Yeah.
But I think the gate just opened.
I mean, we're just trying to walk down and put eyes on it.
Yeah, right. Oh well, you can definitely walk down and go look at it. Absolutely.
Yeah, because this is the island that came out.
Yeah.
And then the red is just the way the mud was picking up, because that was wet and this is dry.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, and you can see the bottom there.
Yep.
All right, well, Fish Lake, check that one off the list. On to,
Clear water.
yeah, on to Lake of the Woods.
And if you put those polarized glasses on, you can see right there. Like, there's no mistaking it.
Oh, I like those. All right, let's figure out how to turn around and get out of here. nice and clear. So right there, boom, boom. Somebody jumping off the end of the dock there. You can see a rock in the water there, about 10 feet straight up from the dock from him. Yes, I mean, all of that is just crystal clear. You can see the bottom. The car's gonna be in there, it's gonna be like right there. You can see those logs, the sticks.
Yeah.
There's nothing there, shallow, shallow, shallow.
And just with the water clarity, it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll bring it back over to where we're at.
Come a long way today.
Yeah, we knocked out. So we got knocked out Klamath,
Upper Klamath.
Fish, 3 locations here. That's 5.
We were able to determine that Tyrone's vehicle was found. We were able to confirm that the plane indeed exists, and we got more intel to direct us into a better search when we do search on that.
And a second plane here.
Yeah.
That they told us about here. This is basically, it's just a museum piece at this point. It's in shallow water. Everybody knows about it, but it's not the same one from 1989. Like this one's much older, like from the 70s. It sounds like.
And in our search for Brandon, we are arguably still left with the most logical location based on the sentimental aspect of that Lost Creek Lake.
In fact, that might be the ex-girlfriend. Text me right now. No. Oh, yo, whoa. She's actually available. So this is going to be the girlfriend. And so let's update her on the locations and then talk about that last location.
Wow, that is really weird how that just tied itself in all organically. Like this was not planned.
This is Lindsay.
Hey Lindsay, it's Jared. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. Hey, just kind of wanted to update you. We've managed to find some time this week to come down and work the case for Brandon.
Yeah.
So we started this morning over at Klamath. We met up with the sheriff there as well. We did find a vehicle in the water, and we also had a second person missing from the area. The vehicle did not belong to Brandon or Tyrell.
Oh, okay.
We did then make our way up to Fish Lake to check out that anomaly. The lake itself is, first of all, it's nice and clear. It's still drained. The images that you see on Google Earth, there's kind of a red anomaly over by the outflow at the very end of the dam. We checked it,
right.
We cleared it. That is also not a vehicle. And then we just wrapped up just now. In fact, the drone was still in the air as we were wrapping up. But Lake of the Woods is very shallow, 5 to 10 feet deep or so. The lake,
yes, very shallow.
Yeah, the lake itself is still down and crystal clear, as you know. So we cleared all 3 of the boat ramps over here. So that brings us to, the end of our search on day 1, but we are going to continue. And, initially why you reached out to me was hey, Jared, I feel strongly about, Lost Creek Lake. And so that's where we're going to make the drive over there tonight, spend the night over there next to the lake. And going to, fingers crossed, tomorrow will be the day that we find him, if all goes well for.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Is there any location at the lake that he ever spoke about, that he might have gone to? Was it over on the north side, south side? Anything that you or the family or anybody's, ever talked about? Where did he go over there? Do we know?
I kick myself because I never went with him. He offered tons of times for me to go with him, but it was all that he said was he would go somewhere where he can sit and watch over the whole lake.
Yeah.
So I always kind of in my head pictured somewhere up high where he could just kind of sit and relax and kind of see a lot of the lake. But I've only been there a couple times, and it was just in the camping spot, so I have not explored that area.
Okay.
So I just really don't know.
Yeah, and just off the top of my head, I mean, that's going to kind of be on the north and northeast side. From the bridge, you take that north road over to the west. That's kind of where I'm thinking, because that does sit up a little bit higher, a little more secluded. And some of the stuff that we were talking about today as we're working this case is, the cell phone ping was, you know, up here between Fish Lake and Lost, you know, or Lake of the Woods. But it was right around the 7 o'clock area, which, I mean, this thing is busy. I mean, you should see how many people are here right now. It's summertime.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, it's a huge tourist location.
Yeah.
Were you able to reach out to that was kind of reopening the case?
We did, yes. We got hold of the detectives out of Medford. They've been incredible to work with. They've also put us in touch with the sheriff's detective out of Jackson County. And then we also worked with Klamath County Sheriff today as well, or captain out of Klamath County.
I was just kind of curious because, I mean, again, it was so long ago, and I honestly tried, you know, to forget some things over time. But I had thought that I was the last person to talk to him over the phone. But then, you know, I was going back over things just that I had, and I had seen that, like you said, he had texted late at night that day. Did they find out who those texts were to?
We don't have any information on that, and what's also weird about it is that the text never picked up on any cell phone ping, only the phone call that took place around 7:46, and I don't know if that was a phone call with you that evening.
That's what I was told.
Okay.
And that, as far as I knew, that was the last anyone heard from him, so I had no idea about those last text messages, but that could be a huge clue in itself.
Yeah, and with that, we don't know if it's back and forth messages or it was just hey, an hour later when it hit another tower, it finished pushing those messages to somebody. So,
Gotcha.
So that we don't know because, again, it didn't ping any cell phone tower. It just almost as though they were hanging out in the cloud somewhere. But if he did drive over to Lost Creek Lake, you know, the time that passed before they pushed through a tower again was the appropriate amount of time to drive over to Lost Creek.
Right.
From Lake of the Woods, so.
Very cool. Well, I really appreciate you guys looking into it. That is just awesome. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, hopefully tomorrow we'll have that, you know, that bittersweet news and, you know, we'll be able to hopefully let you know what's in the glove box of the car. If, you know, if you really want to know. If you don't, you're just, Jared, just let me know that something was there for me, but don't tell me what it was. Or if you want to know, let me know. If we find them, I'll be sure to give you that option. I won't just spring it on you of, hey, Lindsay, guess what we found, okay?
Right. Okay, well, I really appreciate it. And I'll have my phone on me if you guys need anything. If I don't answer, I'll call you right back.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you very much, Lindsay.
Thank you. Talk to you later. Good luck.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
What we have found with the melds, with those that have decided they're going to check out, whether it's, you know, the older veterans or it's these teenagers, they're looking for what's the deepest body of water, whether it's a river or whether it's a lake. Brandon knows that, in my opinion, that one's not shallow enough. I think I may have found their body.
No way.